We'll start with today is the second method of representing vectors first, which is the component method, which will give us an alternate way of solving problems other than the triangle law methods that we've discussed till date. And from there, we'll continue with the discussion, and we will also look at the problems from the assignment number 2, which you were given for homework last time. So we will first discuss the theory part of component algebra, and then we will come back to the assignments. Okay. So next thing we'll discuss here is, I've started the recording, I think. Yes. So we'll start with the component algebra of vectors. That is how to do vector operations but using the components method from this point onwards. Okay. So it's not that the geometrical method we have used last time is not important or it's not enough. It's useful, but from this point onwards, we will learn also a second method, which will come as an option for us. Okay, so we'll solve problems by both methods from now on, and we'll see that in certain methods, component method is easier. In certain questions, component method is easier, and in certain questions, the algebra method is easier. Okay. So the first thing we'll understand in component algebra is the component representation of vectors. That is how to represent vectors using a method called components. And that too in the first, we'll discuss in the first case. For vectors in a two-dimensional plane. Okay. What we call the 2D vectors. Later we will come to the three-dimensional vectors. So component representation of vectors in two dimensions. It starts by the definition of a two-dimensional coordinate frame. Okay. So two-dimensional coordinate frame, or in other words, it is a system of Cartesian frame with a rectangular axis. So all these names is very complicated, but in reality it's very simple. In two dimensions, a coordinate frame just consists of two axes, an x-axis and a y-axis. So any point according to our choice is defined as the origin, and then any two axes which are mutually perpendicular are defined as the x and y axis. Okay. So two-dimensional coordinate frame, it just consists of, okay, xy axis which are perpendicular to each other, okay, and O, which is called the origin, is their point of intersection. So just make a note of this part. Just make a note of this part, people. You'll be tested till what we've done in the last week's lecture. So just do up to triangle law of vector addition properly. Component. This term is called component. So component representation of vectors. In the first case, we will see the component representation in two-dimensional plane. That is, when the vectors in concern are lying in a two-dimensional xy plane like this. Okay. So we've already seen before that any vector can be represented in the two-dimensional plane as an arrow, but that is the geometrical representation. Now ये जो geometrical representation है, इसको हमको convert करना है into something called component representation. So that's what we will learn next. Yeah, I told you case one. Case one is for vectors in two-dimensional plane. Is it clear now? This is case number one. Is it clear or not, Bhavesh? Okay. So this is the arrow I've drawn. This is not component representation. This is geometrical representation. But now next, to convert this to component representation, I need to do one more thing. There's nothing to explain. I've not done anything yet. I've just drawn an XY plane. So just note this down. After defining the XY axis, the next thing is we define the base vectors, which are nothing but, also they are called standard unit vectors. So there are two such defined. I cap is a unit vector along the positive x axis, and the second base vector or the second standard unit vector j cap is the unit vector along positive y axis. Okay, so in this diagram, I cap would be represented like this. It's a vector of magnitude 1 or a unit vector pointing along the positive x direction. Similarly, j cap would be represented like this. It's a vector of magnitude 1 pointing along the positive y axis. So note down this definition. This is the definition of the base vectors. So it's just a standard notation that we use. When we use the symbol I cap, it means it is a unit vector along the positive x direction. Similarly, when we use the standard notation j cap, the symbol j stands for the unit vector which is along the y-axis. And obviously, you know, the cap notation on top of the symbol means that we are dealing with a unit vector. Unit vector का मतलब क्या होता है? उसका magnitude 1. So a unit vector is a vector of magnitude 1, unity. You already know that. Okay. So that's any unit vector. But now I cap and j cap are the specific unit vectors which are along the x axis and y axis respectively. Okay, so now once we've defined the unit vectors, next thing we do is we learn how to represent a vector in component form. So the component form of representation the component form of representation of a vector is given by this kind of notation. This kind of notation. In this, the quantities ax and ay are scalars, can be negative or positive, okay, and are called the x component and y component of the vector A respectively. Okay. So for example, we can represent a vector as 5 I cap minus 3 j cap. So for this vector, the x component of the vector E is 5, whereas the y component of the vector A is minus 3. So like I told you, the components can be positive or negative, but they are scalar quantities. They are not vector quantities. So any vector, when we represent it in component form, we write it like this. This is a bit like, when we represent a point in the xy plane, we represent it as coordinates x and y. Now, these are coordinates. So like that, these are coordinates of a point. Okay. Like that, ax and ay are the components of a vector. Now, they are given the name components of a vector. And just like coordinates can be negative or positive, like that, components can also be negative or positive. So just note down this definition first. Then I'll explain to you how to draw the vector in terms of its components. Then it will make more sense. Okay, next let's understand what these components mean. So in this, what is happening is the quantity Ax into I cap. In this, what is happening? I cap is a unit vector along positive x-axis, and Ax is a scalar. So therefore, the quantity Ax into I cap, this represents a vector along the x-axis of magnitude Ax. So for example, the quantity 3 I cap, this represents a vector of magnitude 3, okay, along positive x-axis. Okay. Similarly, if I have the quantity minus 2 I cap, this represents a vector of magnitude 2 but along the negative x-axis. Okay. So we'll come back to that. Now similarly, so just as the quantity Ax into I cap represents a vector which is along the x-axis, similarly what about the quantity Ay into j cap? This now represents a vector along the y-axis. Okay. So for example, 10 j cap is a vector of magnitude 10 units but along positive y-axis. Okay. Or minus 3 j cap is magnitude 3 but along negative y-axis. Okay. So now what does the vector A represent? Okay. So further we can see that therefore the vector A, which is Ax I cap plus Ay j cap, okay, it is the sum of two perpendicular vectors, okay, Ax I cap and Ay j cap. So now how does that vector look in the xy plane? It looks like this. So in my xy plane now, suppose this is the vector Ax I cap, okay, and similarly इस पे हमने अब ऐड कर दिया है ना, ए एक्स आई कैप प्लस ए वाई जे कैप, सो दैट्स अ वेक्टर लाइक दिस. Then the vector A is now this one. So you can see in this diagram, this is the vector A, which is the sum of Ax I cap, which is this base one, added to a perpendicular vector Ay j cap. So this is the meaning of this term. ये जो टर्म है अपने पास Ax I cap plus Ay j cap, ये टर्म का मीनिंग ऐसा हो जाता है, ज्योमेट्रिकली इसका मीनिंग ऐसा हो जाता है. Okay, so just make a note of this, people. So note down this much first, then I'll scroll down to the diagram. Okay, so once you understood this diagram, just a moment, people, I will reshare that file. Yeah, so once we understand this particular diagram, we can see the relationship. अरे because x and y axis are perpendicular. Go back to the basic definition. ठीक है, आई कैप को देखो हमने कैसे डिफाइन किया है. इट इज़ अ यूनिट वेक्टर along the positive x axis. Similarly j कैप को हमने कैसे डिफाइन किया है. इट इज़ अ यूनिट वेक्टर along the positive y axis. X and y axis are perpendicular to each other. You understanding or not? So now is it a question that I cap and j cap are perpendicular to each other? Is it a question even कि होगा कि नहीं ऐसा? Got it understood? Okay, good. See, we are using the rectangular coordinate system in the whole thing, in the whole component algebra method. We are always using the rectangular coordinate system. Okay. So the moment we are using the rectangular coordinate system, by default, what is happening for us? The unit vectors are defined in such a way that they are perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now next thing, interpretation of components. What is the meaning of the term components? How do we interpret ax and ay? So for that again we'll look at the geometrical shape of a vector closely, and we learn how to associate it with the components. So अगर मेरा x axis ऐसा है और मेरा y axis ऐसा है, and suppose in geometrical form a particular vector looks like this. When I draw it from the origin, that vector looks like this, such that the vector has a magnitude of a and it makes an angle theta with the x-axis. Okay, so a is a vector of magnitude capital A, okay, at theta with respect to the x-axis. Okay, at an angle of theta with respect to the x-axis. So that's how I've drawn the vector. All right. So now next thing you'll see कि अगर मैं यहाँ से एक परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप करता हूँ, if I drop a perpendicular onto the x-axis, then for this right angle triangle that I've drawn here, you will realize that the base of this triangle is nothing but my x component. This quantity here, this is nothing but my ax I cap. So from this right angle's trigonometry, you can see that ax upon a is nothing but cos theta. So that means the x component of this vector is a cos theta. Okay. So if I draw a vector like this, it has the property that its x component becomes, by this formula, a cos theta. Similarly, if I drop a perpendicular from this onto the y axis, like this, यहाँ से एक ऐसा perpendicular drop करता हूँ, So this quantity here, the the component along the y-axis will be this perpendicular. Okay. So this is the same a by j cap, the same thing that we had drawn over here. So here in this triangle again you can see ay is basically what? It is the perpendicular. So perpendicular upon hypotenuse कितना होता है? Sin theta होता है. So it has ay equal to a sin theta. Okay. So it has y component given by this. So anytime we draw a vector जिसका magnitude capital A है और जिसका x axis के हिसाब से angle theta है, तो automatically उसके components क्या हो जाते हैं? The x component becomes a cos theta and the y component becomes a sin theta. So this becomes the relationship between the vector in terms of magnitude and direction and the components. Okay, so therefore for any vector, the quantity ax is nothing but magnitude into cos theta. The quantity ay is nothing but magnitude into sin theta, where this is the meaning of a and theta. Okay, where you can see that a is magnitude of the vector and theta is the angle of the vector a with respect to the x-axis. Which x-axis? My coordinate frame's x-axis, because this formula has been written with respect to that coordinate frame. तो वो कोऑर्डिनेट फ्रेम का जो भी एक्स एक्सिस है उसके रिस्पेक्ट में वेक्टर ए का जो एंगल है थीटा है, that angle is theta. So the x component becomes a cos theta and the y component becomes a sin theta. So just make a note of this. Okay. So this is the most important thing to understand. Ki I'm writing it as ax I cap plus ay j cap, but what exactly is ax and what exactly is ay? So now you know कि अगर वेक्टर का मैग्नीट्यूड a है और उसका एंगल x एक्सिस से थीटा है, then ax is nothing but a cos theta. It is the base of this right angle triangle, and ay is nothing but a sin theta. It is the perpendicular of the same right angle triangle. Or if you drop a perpendicular from the a's head onto the y axis, no, then this component it is cutting along the y axis, that is nothing but ay. So write down the definition, then we'll do some numerical examples and this will become perfectly clear to you. Okay, so let us put this into practice with an example. Express the vectors a, b and c in component form. Okay, this. So this is how vector A is given to us. Okay. Similarly, the vector B is shown to us like this, where this angle is 30 degrees and the magnitude of B is, let us say, whatever, 16 units. And finally another vector is given to us like this. See, this one's magnitude is 14. So we have to express these three vectors in component form, where obviously it's understood that this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. Okay. So let us, I'll be sending you the notes, so don't worry if you've not written down everything in detail. Okay. You can write down later from the PDF notes. I don't want to delay the whole class for your writing now. Okay. So for the vector A, you can see that the magnitude of the vector A is 20 and theta is 60 degrees with respect to the x-axis. So by formula, this will become 20 cos 60 degrees, so it will become 10. And AY is A sine theta, so it will be 20 sine 60, so that is 10 root 3. So therefore the vector A, when we write in component form, it will be written as 10 I cap plus 10 root 3 j cap. ये हो गया vector A. Okay. Just write this down carefully and try out the second part yourself. We'll discuss. It's 14. Okay, Bhargav, the magnitude of the vector C is 14. Okay, so let's check out the other two now. So we have to be a little bit careful when we are understanding these two other vectors. So I'm just making a separate diagram for the vector B. So vector B अभी ऐसा था. It was like this. Okay. Its magnitude was 16 and this angle was 30 degrees. Okay. So now you can see that if I strictly go by the formula method, the magnitude of B is 16. But what about the angle with the x-axis? The angle with the x-axis will be 150 degrees with respect to x axis, because मेरा पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस का डायरेक्शन कौन सा है, ये वाला है. So you have to be careful. You have to give with respect to the x axis, na, the direction. So the with respect to x axis, this is the angle. This is the theta for B. It is 150 degrees. Okay. So what will happen now is my B's x component will become 16 cos 150 degrees. So that is 16 into minus cos 30. So that will become minus 8 root 3. Okay. And my y component be 16 sine 150. So that is 16 into sine 30. So that will become 8. So the vector B in component form will be minus 8 root 3 I cap plus 8 j cap. Now ये minus sign का meaning क्या है? That also you can understand very easily in the diagram. You can see in the diagram what the interpretation of minus sign is here. If I drop a perpendicular from B onto the x-axis, you can see the x component is lying in which direction? It's lying in the negative direction. That's why we are getting that minus sign. Okay. So the x component of B, you can see, is minus 8 root 3 because it's pointing along the negative x direction. And similarly, when we drop a perpendicular on the y-axis, आपको दिख रहा है यहाँ पे ये पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन में. That's why we got the component dy as positive of 8. Okay. And that's why the vector B expressed in component form becomes like this. No, we don't take with respect to x y axis है ना. हमने definition ही ऐसा किया ना बेटा, that why we are taking the x component of a vector as b cos theta, because theta is with respect to x axis. Same reason why we are taking y component as b sin theta. So ये definition आया ही यहीं से, because theta is with respect to x axis. Okay, Sneha, is this clear, beta? If I take the angle with respect to y-axis, then this definition will not be correct. This will not be sin theta and cos theta. In fact, if you work it out, you will see from trigonometry, it will become interchanged. X component will become sin theta and y component will become cos theta. But the whole point is, in the definition, we always take theta with respect to our x-axis. X-axis का वही importance है. Okay, so these two are clear to all of you, I hope. Okay, so now let's come to the third one. The third one is very easy. You don't really need to use the formula so much, but if you want, you can use formula based method also, but you won't really need that. You can understand quite easily. थर्ड वाले केस में मेरा वेक्टर ऑलरेडी वाई एक्सेस के लॉन्ग है, वो भी नेगेटिव वाई एक्सेस के लॉन्ग. सो द थर्ड केस, this vector is already drawn such that it's clearly showing you that it does not have any x component. It's only along the negative y axis. So you can see that what we've done in this is we've taken the minus j cap and multiplied it with 14. So C should be minus 14 j cap, because you see minus j cap is a unit vector along negative y axis. Therefore, 14 times minus j cap, that is minus 14 j cap. This is a vector of magnitude 14 along negative y axis. तो इसको हम ऐसे logically समझ सकते हैं, और if you want to forcefully apply the formula, you can apply it this way also, that theta is 270 degrees. So you can also understand it this way, that magnitude of the vector C is 14 and the angle with the x-axis is 270 degrees. Okay. But then you'll have to apply all that, that principle, that cos 270 will become minus of cos 270 minus 180, that is minus of cos 90, that is minus 1. Okay. And sin 270 minus of sin sorry, this was correct. Okay, so this is the third quadrant formula, that sine of theta minus 180 is minus sine theta, and so you're making use of that. Okay, so from this you will get wait a minute, something I'm mixing up in the formula. Oh, my mistake. Yeah, so this becomes 0. Okay. So you can see. But the thing is, you don't need to really apply all this here, because you can directly see that the vector is lying along the negative y-axis. Yeah, 270 होता है ना, 90 plus 90 plus 90, third quadrant. Okay, see this angle of 270 degrees, you can also write it as minus 90 degrees. Anti-clockwise angle of 270 is the same thing as clockwise angle of 90. Now anti-clockwise is always written with plus sign and clockwise is always written with minus sign. So by your trigonometry concepts you should know this thing, that cos of 270 is the same as minus cos of 90 is the same as 0, whereas sine of 270 is the same thing as minus sine 90, which is minus 1. Okay, so hope these examples are clear to you, these three examples. Okay, yeah, I'll be sending you the notes, so if you haven't written it down fully it's fine. Main thing is you should understand this. Okay, now next thing, given a vector in component form, okay, how to find its magnitude and direction. So by magnitude we mean magnitude mod of A and direction theta with respect to x-axis. So this is like a reverse of that. In the previous thing we saw that if we know the vector geometrically, that is we can draw it in the xy plane, then how to write it in component form. Now we are seeing the reverse of that. Okay. So you'll see that given that we know the quantity ax and ay, now we want to find out this and theta. Okay, so again visualize what is ax. Yeah. So generally speaking, ax, assuming it to be a positive quantity, suppose, so ax क्या है, ax I cap is like this, and ay कैसा है, it is such that ay j cap is like this. So now what is the vector e? It will be the resultant sum of these perpendicular vectors. So in this diagram it will be nothing but this vector. This will be the vector e. Okay, so once again you can see that you can use Pythagoras theorem for this right angle triangle. this side is ay, this side is ax. So you can see that magnitude of a vector is this. Okay, and you can use trigonometry here. So upper the two formula we had written, that ax is a cos theta and ay is a sin theta. This is like the inverse of that formula. That if I know ax and ay, how much is a and how much is theta. So these become the formula that we use to find out these. So make a note of this quickly. And yeah, so anybody got the answer for the first part? Yes, very good. Yes, your answer is correct. Yeah, I was referring to Yash Tiwari, but Yash Moolchandani, if you got the answer, you can send that also. Yes, good. That's correct. Yes. Huh. The tan theta's value you're given. Okay. Okay, correct. So this is the answer you people should be getting. For the first one, the magnitude of the vector should become 10 units. Okay. And the angle should be actually 37 degrees. That is the same thing as tan inverse of 3 by 4. Whereas for this one, magnitude will be 8 units and the angle will be how much? It will be 330 degrees, or you can express it as minus of 30 degrees. Okay. So this thing we have to understand that it's not 30, it's minus 30, because it's lying in the fourth quadrant, it's not lying in the first quadrant. अगर हम 30 degrees बोलते हैं तो it should have been 4 root 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. That's the difference. Okay. So this is the only thing we have to be a little careful about when we are looking at this kind of situation. So anyway, let's discuss. So the first part, the vector was 8 I cap plus 6 j cap. Okay. So you can just visualize it also, though you don't need to draw the diagram exactly, but you can just visualize how this vector is looking. So it is something such that this component is 8 and this component is 6. So the vector itself becomes something like this. And this angle is theta. So you can see that it is a very well known thing that this is 10. Okay. And tan theta is 6 by 8 or 3 by 4. Therefore, theta is what we call tan inverse of 3 by 4. And we have discussed 3, 4, 5 triangles earlier, and we've seen that this is 37 degrees. Yeah. So that vector triangle over there which I drawn is basically like this. This is 8, this is 6, so this is 10. So this angle is 37 degrees. Okay, so hope this is clear to all of you. Then the next one is 4 root 3 I cap minus 4 j cap. So again, when you visualize, now in this one you have to visualize, otherwise you will make some kind of a mistake. So इसमें क्या दिख रहा है that the x component is on the positive side, the ax component is plus 4 root 3, but the y component is negative, ay is minus 4. So that is why the vector E is such that the angle should technically be this one, but we can also take it as negative of this one. Okay. So that is why you can see that this doesn't really matter. Okay. But this angle tan theta is equal to minus 4 by 4 root 3. So theta is tan inverse of minus 1 by root 3. Okay. And you can see theta is in quadrant 4. Okay, so this becomes very important. So now you can see that since tan 30 degrees is 1 by root 3, therefore in quadrant 4, tan of 360 minus 30 degrees is minus tan 30 is, okay. So, so that is why my theta is 330 degrees, because it's in quadrant 4. Okay, now that is the same thing as saying that it is minus of 30 degrees. This is minus of 30 degrees is the same thing as it's saying that it's plus of 360. वो इनवर्स फंक्शन है बेटा, ट्रिग्नोमेट्री में आपने पढ़ा होगा ना, that if we say sin 30 is half, so that is the same thing as saying that 30 degrees is sine inverse of half, isn't it? So like that. So like that, if we say that tan theta is 3 by 4, it's the same thing as that saying that theta is tan inverse of 3 by 4. Okay. Or here, if we say tan 30 degrees is 1 by root 3, same thing as saying that 30 degrees is tan inverse of 1 by root 3. So all these kind of things.